Have you ever had one of those brilliant ideas in the shower? Or, a crucial task someone mentions to you in the hallway, only to have it completely vanish by the time you actually sit down at your desk? Well, today we are diving into a really simple but incredibly powerful workflow that is designed to manage all of that chaos.
So what's with this number you're seeing? 6,642. That is the exact number of Googlers who were taught this very system inside Google. So right off the bat, you know this isn't just some theory from a book. This is a battle-tested workflow proven to work in one of the most demanding environments on the planet.
And this quote from the productivity guru David Allen, it just nails the problem we're trying to solve. It's something we all face: mental overload. Think about it. Our brains are amazing at having ideas, they're creative powerhouses, but they are terrible, absolutely terrible at storing them. Trying to use your brain as a hard drive just leads to stress and, let's be honest, things falling through the cracks.
Okay, so let's break down that feeling of overload a little bit. The reason it feels so overwhelming is that we're not just juggling one kind of information, right? We are constantly being bombarded with all these different types, and each one demands a different kind of attention from us.
Essentially, everything coming at us can be sorted into these 4 buckets. You've got your tasks, the concrete to-dos. Then you have your ideas, those random sparks of inspiration that can strike at any time. You've got notes, which is all the information you're getting from meetings or articles. And finally, media, all your digital files, your documents, images, you name it. A truly good system has to handle all 4 of these without breaking a sweat, so absolutely nothing gets lost.
So what's the solution? Well, it's not some fancy new app you have to buy or some super complicated methodology. It's actually a really simple 4-step workflow. It's called Core. And the best part? It is completely platform agnostic. It seriously doesn't matter if you use Notion, Apple Notes, or just a good old-fashioned pen and paper. The principles are what count. Core. It stands for Capture, Organize, Review, and Engage. See? Each step is super simple, logical, and it just builds on the one before it. And to show you just how powerful this is, we're going to walk through the entire thing using one single, very relatable example.
Okay, so imagine this. You're on your commute, you're listening to a podcast, and you hear this absolutely genius negotiation tactic. Right now, it's just a fleeting thought, right? It could disappear in a second. We're going to use the core system to take that one little spark and turn it into a well-prepared, successful conversation about your salary.
First up, capture. The moment that idea hits you, the absolute first thing you have to do is get it out of your head. Don't trust your memory. You pull out your phone, you open up a quick capture app like Google Keep, and you just jot it down. Use negotiation technique for pay raise. Boom, done. Your brain is now totally free to go back to focusing on the podcast. Next is organize. Now listen, this doesn't need to be complicated. We're not building some complex library here. At the moment you capture it, you just need a super lightweight way to sort it. In this case, maybe you just add a thoughts tag to the note. That's it. All you're doing is giving that note a temporary address so you can find it later. Easy. Okay, this next step, this is the one most people miss: review. And honestly, this is where the magic happens. This is where your ideas start becoming reality. Because what's the point of capturing stuff if you never look at it again? So during your scheduled review time, you see that note. And then you turn that fleeting thought into real commitments. You block 2 hours on your calendar to prepare, and you add it as an agenda item for your next one-on-one meeting.
And finally, we engage. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is you actually doing the work. When that calendar block that you scheduled arrives, you sit down and you prepare your talking points. You have successfully taken a random idea from a podcast and turned it into a fully prepared, actionable plan. That is the power of this workflow. Now, I know what some of you are probably thinking. This sounds like a lot of extra work. Why can't I just remember to do it? And you know what? That's a fair question. It really gets to the heart of why we need systems in the first place. So let's just tackle this head on. Is adopting a new routine like this a bit more work up front? Yeah, maybe a little. But the real question is this: is that small initial effort more work than the constant, low-level stress of trying to juggle everything in your head? You know that background anxiety that you're forgetting something really important?
I love this quote from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. It's the perfect answer. See, our brains are wired to fixate on what are called open loops. Those are your unfinished tasks and uncaptured ideas. It's why you randomly remember you need to buy milk at 3 in the morning. It's a total cognitive drain. And on a tired, stressful day, your willpower is going to fail you. But your system, it'll still be there to catch you. So the whole point is this. First, willpower is a finite resource. It's going to run out. Second, a good system is your safety net. It's designed to work even when you don't feel like working. And third, the tiny discomfort of building a new habit is nothing compared to the chronic stress of missed deadlines and forgotten opportunities.
And I really can't emphasize this enough. Please, stop worrying about finding the perfect app. The tools are just the what. The core workflow, that's the how. The principles of capturing, organizing, reviewing, and engaging are totally universal. It doesn't matter if you use a fancy app or a simple notebook. The workflow is what makes it work.
All right, we've broken down the problem, we've walked through the solution, and we've even tackled some of the skepticism. So now, let's bring it all together so you can start putting this into practice, like today.
Here is your new mantra. This is the simple habit loop you want to build. Capture things the second they pop into your mind. Organize them in a simple, clear way. Review your inboxes frequently and consistently. And then, engage with the work that actually moves the needle.
So just remember, this isn't about adding more work to your plate. It's about taking all that mental energy you are currently wasting just trying to remember things and redirecting it into a reliable external brain. And trust me, that initial investment pays off with some serious compound interest in the form of clarity, focus, and way less stress. You know, any system starts with just one single action. So I'm going to leave you with this question to get you started. Right now, what's that one task, that one idea, or note that's just floating around in your head? What is the very first thing you're going to capture?